Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
It's time to spring into deals at Lowe's. Freshen up your yard with Stay Green Premium 2 cubic foot mulch. 5 bags for $10. Then get what you need to keep clothes, food, and dishes fresh with up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on select laundry pairs. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/6. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Thanks for listening to Miami Marlins Baseball on the home of the Marlins, WQAM.
Marlins Baseball is brought to you by ADT, the official security partner of the Miami Marlins, and by Werner Hoffman, Greg and Garcia, official law firm of the Miami Marlins.
Time for the 10th inning show on the home of the Marlins, WQAM. Here's the radio voice of the Marlins, Jack McMullen.
Fish get a win in the series opener over the St. Louis Cardinals, 5-3, the final score. Jack McMullen, Rod Allen here with you, recapping great win for the Fish. They are now 11-12. They snapped a 5-game winning streak for the very hot, young, and spunky St. Louis Cardinals. This was opportunistic baseball offensively, Rod, and a good start from Max Meyer to set the tone.
Max Meyer, he went out there and did what he needed to do. He pitched 6 innings. They got into the 6th, and that's something that he had not done. He threw 90-plus pitches, I believe, today. The slider was outstanding. He's always going to have the high pitch counts because of the slider, and he throws so many pitches. I was very encouraged with our offense, though. When you start talking about what Edwards was able to do in that number 4 spot, driving in a run, Clayton McCullough knew he would do that. He had Lopez driving in a big run. You had Hicks driving in a big run. So you had the middle of that order kind of getting it done in a day where they didn't really do a lot from an offensive standpoint, but enough to win, and the pitching took over.
How big was that swing for Agustin Ramirez? It was a laser beam, 112 miles an hour off his bat for a home run on a liner out to left center. Nobody does that.
No, he's so dangerous. I mean, especially on balls that are middle in, and we talk about that a lot, but more often than not, he's not going to get that pitch because they throw him away when they make that mistake inside. He does some damage on that pitch, but I would love to see him start to go to opposite way every now and then, because he has the power to find the gap in that direction. Yeah. And then that would force them into coming to him a little bit more and allow him to do what he wants to do, and that's pull the baseball.
This is what we know this Marlins bullpen can do. And I want to point to the back third of the ballgame. So Meyer went 5 1/3. Fauché got 2 outs. But I want to point to Nardi, Bender, and Fairbanks, because Andrew Nardi, he came on for a clean 7. 1, 2, 3, quickly. A lefty led off the top of the 8th inning in Alec Burleson. Yep. Nardi stays in. He goes 4 up and 4 down. He got Burleson to fly out. Clayton McCullough turns to Anthony Bender, spins 5 straight sweepers to Jordan Walker. See you later. He strikes out. Bender then gets Nolan Gorman to strike out as well. And then you turn it over to Fairbanks, who, yes, allowed a run in the 9th inning, but slammed the door and froze Fermin with 98 at the knees to end the contest there. That is what that Marlin bullpen can be, and that's why they're one of the more dangerous bullpens in baseball.
And I think that in the beginning of the season, and we're still it's like 3 weeks in, Clayton McCullough still trying to figure out the pieces down there. He knows Fairbanks at the end, but he's trying to figure out the best remedy and recipe to get him to Fairbanks, whether it be Fauché, whether it be Nardi, whether it be Bender. They're all in that mix, but on any given night, all of them can do the job. Tonight, they just chose those 3, and they were really good. It's
kind of awesome to have Kyle Stowers back in.
Yes, it is. I like that smile.
I like that smile, too. Kyle Stowers reached base 3 times today, and he was standing by with Steven Strom after the game.
All right, Kyle, 2 games back. How we feeling?
Yeah, good. So fun winning. So fun being back a part of things. Just want to keep it rolling.
Have you noticed, I know it's only been 2 games, the pitching any differently towards you?
I think it's so early. I think, teams are just kind of going off of what you've done recently. Maybe some stuff from last year, but I think in general, it's just, I think even the small sample size that I had in spring or in rehab assignment, going off of that stuff, just try to stick to my plan regardless.
What does it do, though, to get off to at least a strong start coming back off the IL?
Yeah, getting hits always feels good. Feel like, I have a lot of room to improve right now with my swing, my mechanics. I think I've done a great job of just being present in the box, which is, something I take a lot of pride in and just keep battling.
All right, 2 quick ones. How's the finger? Is it the hand? What is it here?
Yeah,
the right?
Okay. It's all good. Finger's good.
Okay, and hamstring. How you running?
Yeah, good.
All right, very good. Thanks for the time, Kyle.
All right, thank you.
All right, Jack.
All right, Steven. All right, Kyle Stowers. Good and good. That's exactly what we needed to hear after 101 hit his fingers, and then the hamstring kept Kyle out of the first 20 games of the season, 21 games of the season. So Stowers just played his back-to-back ball games, his second game of the year for the Marlins. And again, Kyle Stowers was 1 for 3 with a walk in this one. We will step aside when we come back and listen to the highlights here. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Legal battles shouldn't be fought alone, especially when your health, finances, or family's future are on the line. I'm Adam Werner. At Werner, Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, we guide our neighbors across the Miami, Florida community through some of life's most difficult legal transitions, from injury cases to disability cases, bankruptcy, and more. Our team is committed to providing clear guidance, strong advocacy, and dependable support every step of the way. Let our family help lead the fight so you can focus on yours. Werner, Hoffman, Gregg & Garcia, official law firm of the Miami Marlins.
At Loan Depot, we're big on home. Home games, home teams, home field advantage, and you better believe it, home runs. For us, home means everything, which is why we're offering more options that make buying your first home easier and more affordable. No matter where you are on your home ownership journey, round the corner to LoanDepot.com and let us help get you home. That's LoanDepot.com. We're on deck ready to hit it out of the home ownership park for you. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLC ID number 174475.
South Florida's top choice for quality signs and graphics is Metro Group Miami. With Metro signs and Metro wraps, no job is too big or too small for the experts at Metro Group Miami. A proud corporate partner and official signage and graphics provider of the Miami Marlins, they bring brands to life. Call them today at 954-983-6662. Visit MetroGroupMiami.com to discover what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami, signs, graphics, car wraps. They're your everything team. The Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne, Miami invites you to discover a new era of coastal luxury following its $100 million transformation, where open-air design and sweeping ocean views create a seamless connection to the sea. Set across 17 acres of pristine beachfront, the resort blends island serenity with the dynamic rhythm of Miami. Experience the calm between the currents of city and sea and reserve at ritzcarlton.com or call 1-800-542-8680.
This is Anthony Bender, and you're listening to the 10th Inning Show with Jack McMullen on the Marlins Radio Network.
Well, Bender was nails today, as was the majority of the Marlin bullpen, as was the starting pitcher, Max Meyer, and the Marlin offense did enough to get a W 5-3 over the St. Louis Cardinals here in the series opener on Monday night at Loan Depot Park. How did this one sound? Well, we want to play the highlights now. Scoring opened in the top of the fourth inning. We had to wait through the front third. Meyer and Michael McGreevy, the starter for St. Louis, they were very good at the outset in the front third of this ball game. But in the top of the fourth, Jordan Walker singled. He stole a base. He advanced to third on a wild pitch, and it was a productive out from Mason Wynn to get it going. 1-2. Wynn hits that one well. Out to left center field. Stowers and Marcy converging. Kyle Stowers makes the grab. Walker going to try it. Throw going into the infield is cut off by the second baseman, or the shortstop Lopez, pardon, and a run comes in to score. So a fly out to left is a sacrifice fly for Mason Wynn, and the first run of the ball game comes in on that. It's 1-0 St. Louis in the top of the fourth. Well, the Marlins had a response in the bottom half of the inning. Kyle Stowers drew himself a walk, and then Xavier Edwards plated him with another extra base hit. 3-1 pitch. That one sprayed out to left center field in deep. For some reason, Sajazi was playing shallow, and it one hops off the track, over the wall. It's a ground rule double, and it's an RBI double for X. He swaps places with Stowers. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the fourth. Cleanup man, Xavier Edwards. So Xavier Edwards in the cleanup spot, he starts a game in the 4-hole for the first time in his MLB life, maybe in his whole life. He's always been the small, fast leadoff guy, but cleanup X hit fourth today, and he was productive. Xavier Edwards with an RBI double and a 2 walks, pardon. So he reached base 3 times in 4 plate appearances. Scoring continued in the bottom of the 5th inning, a leadoff shot from Agustin Ramirez. 1-2 pitch. That one ripped out to left center field, carrying well. Back to the wall. It is gone. A home run. Agustin Ramirez with a laser beam that snuck into the DR Beach Club just over that higher wall in left center. And the Gus Bus drills a ball. 112 on a line. And a solo shot makes it 2-1 fish in the bottom of the 5th. Augustine Ramirez's second homer of the year, RBI number 11. It was 112, as I mentioned, 411 feet out beyond the top of the wall in left center into the DR Beach Club, brought to you by Aerojet. The Cardinals did get a run across in the top of the sixth inning on a wild pitch, but in the bottom of the sixth inning, more extra base hits from the Fish. This one courtesy of Otto Lopez. 0-1. That one smoked. A fair ball down the third base line. Stowers around second, headed at third. Sajazi just now picking it up against the wall. Stowers around third, heading home. Throw cut off, and it's an RBI double for Otto Lopez. This guy stays scorching hot. Otto with the two-bagger is 11th RBI on the year, and the Fish have the lead right back, 3-2 in the bottom of the sixth. After Xavier Edwards walked on the heels of the Otto double, Liam Hicks with a productive base knock. 2-0 pitch. That one a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. They're going to wave Otto around. Scott kicks it around in left center field. They're going to wave X. Relay throw coming to the plate. Wynn fires a bullseye. Head first dive. Throw is in time. Hicks pushes to second. They tried to get a 2-for-1 on that. Otto Lopez came in to score from second base. But when Victor Scott kicked it in left center field, he had to go get it. Blake Lally with an aggressive send to try and get Edwards home. They do get one run across, but not two. Hicks has an RBI single. Very similar sensation in the bottom of the eighth, but you know what? Another RBI hit and RBI number 21 for Hicks on the season. 2-2. That one smoked past the dive of Weatherholt into right for a base hit. They're going to wave Otto around. X is going first to third. Walker's throw to third is perfect. They get Edwards. Hicks will push to second on the throw. It's an RBI single for Liam Hicks again, and it's 5-2 Marlins at the bottom of the eighth in out pardon on the base paths. But Liam Hicks, he gets the job done. So the Cardinals, they did play to run in the top of the ninth against Pete Fairbanks. It was a leadoff triple and a sacrifice fly. The triple from Wynn and the sac fly for the seven-hitting Ramon Urias. But Pete Fairbanks shut the door. He struck out Sajazi, and he struck out Jose Fermin to end the ballgame. And his payoff is in there for a called third strike. 98 on a frozen rope right to the knees, and Fermin could not fire. Fairbanks gets the save, and the Fish get a win. They snap the 5-game winning streak for St. Louis, and the Marlins have won 2 in a row. They're a game under 500. Monday night win here at Lone Depot Park. Again, the Marlins get the W 5-3 over the St. Louis Cardinals. That's how this one sounded. When we come back, we'll check on some scores. We'll let you hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough. 10th Inning Show continues next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Hey, turn the music down for 1 second. Listen. That annoying sound is probably nothing, right? That's how expensive repairs start. John Crook here. In baseball, ignore the signs and you will pay for it. Same thing with your car, because breakdowns don't wait until you're ready. That's why there's Car Shield. They can help cover the cost of expensive repairs. When something goes wrong, you've got a plan.
Don't get caught looking. Get a free quote today at carshield.com. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Hey, it's Tobin and Leroy. Catch us weekdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on WQAM. You know, we got the Marlins and everything else going on in South Florida sports. We like to have a good time, shenanigans, and I'll tell you how they don't make them like Brad Penny anymore. Weekdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Catch us on your home for the Marlins, FM 104.3, WQAM, and always streaming on Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
10th Inning Show continues here on the Marlins Radio Network. Fish get a win 5-3 over the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll hear from the skipper, Clayton McCullough, in a matter of moments. Brittany Rodriguez has been nails in studio so far tonight. Brittany, let me know when you got Clayton ready to rock. But I will give you a check on the out-of-town scores. Pretty thin slate here on a Monday. Most off days either come on a Monday or a Thursday. Also, a really fun note right now as we look atop the RBI leaderboard in Major League Baseball. There is a 6-way tie for the Major League lead with 21 RBIs. Yordan Alvarez in Houston, Drake Baldwin in Atlanta, Nico Horner with the Cubs, Andy Pages with the Dodgers, Sal Stewart with the Reds, and you guessed it, Liam Hicks with the Miami Marlins. By the way, Liam Hicks and his 5 strikeouts at 6 fewer than anybody else on this list. Yordan Alvarez has 11 punch-outs. Nico Horner has 11 punch-outs. Liam Hicks has 5. Hicks sporting a 929 OPS, and again, 21 runs driven in through 22 games. He's hitting .338. Check on the out-of-town scores right now. A whole bunch of finals from earlier today. Boston got a win 8-6 over Detroit. It was a Marathon Monday start. 11:15 first pitch. 9-2. Houston snapped out of it. They got a win in Cleveland. 6-1 the Reds beat the Rays in Tampa. 9-4. Atlanta does come back and get the win over Washington in D.C. Games in action. 1-0 KC over Baltimore, top 7. 5-1 Cubs over the Phillies in the top of the 7th as well. And they're through 3 in Colorado. Dodgers up 4-1. Let's hear from the skipper now after this one. Here's Clayton McCullough.
A season high, 8 strikeouts. Just how was he able to keep hitters off balance on the Super Bowl on the side?
Yeah, I think it was really his whole mix. I think certainly the slider goes into games, and the sweeper, like the velocity at which he's able to throw those pitches, and he kind of gets different movement on it. You get a harder, more straight down. The sweeper has a little more horizontal. I thought his changeup was really good, especially kind of middle innings to be able to go to that pitch as well, even right on right to give them a different look. Thought he used his fastball well today. And the first inning to go out there and go hit by pitch. And, for him to get the big punch out on Walker, get out of that inning with nothing, and really from there, he was in attack mode. And again, I think his arsenal right now seems it's better than it was in the past. I think he just has more options to go to throughout an outing as he gets deeper into games and goes through the lineup more. Again, for me, really encouraging start, another, really solid one for him.
In that 6th inning, if you guys were maybe up by more, is that a situation where you would maybe consider leaving him out there?
I think it is, man. You're getting into the pitch count now. He's getting into the 90s. And, certainly the score in the context of the game, would drive some of those decisions. And I think he just felt like he had done a great job and gotten us to that point in the game now where, to hand that off. And I thought Calvin making a couple nights in a row throwing the ball very well and made a lot of good pitches there. So I think Max he had done his job and had gotten us into a good portion of the game where it felt good about what we had to finish it off.
Overall, your thoughts on the team win?
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a really good win. I think we were, to go, the first really 3 innings to, kind of 3 up, 3 down, and he cruised through on a very efficient pitch count. Greavy's cutter was really good on lefties. He was able to get in on a lot of guys and move the ball around, got off the barrel. But I think, the big 2-out hit from X to, get us on the board, and Otto continues to, come through. So I think it was really nice to see how we got kind of the middle innings there and put some really good at-bats together. Seeing Liam continues to come through in some big-time situations. And so I think offensively it was nice. We kind of, got some contributions there and enough hits with people on base. And, I think we pitched really well tonight.
You mentioned X. We talked pregame and he's going to be in the cleanup spot. Not just him, but it seems like overall you guys as a cleanup spot, like the highest average, second highest OPS. What is it about, like maybe regardless of who's there, that it seems like that spot in the lineup, someone's producing?
I don't know if the particular spot. The guys that have hit there, Liam's hit there on a number of occasions, and we know the kind of start that Liam has had. So I think just for whatever reason, the guys that have been in that spot have come through, and I think X tonight with again the driving a ball to left field. I think again it's really it's a very good sign to see. I think already this year the amount of balls that he's driven the other way. I think in comparison to last year, and still to get a couple walks. So just a really high level of professional at bats from him again.
Is that sort of like a slight, not correct for him, but last year he was trying maybe to pull for power a bit. Instead, maybe his thing is he's got that left center gap pops or it seemed like the back, it's coming off the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's a really good hitter that has, I think, as he's continuing to get time in the major leagues, he's getting better. Like, he's evolving and he's stronger. I think he's physically in a better place than he was last year. I think his swing is in a really good place. And I think it's just, he's, has now the ability to do some things on that side of the field where, he can, it's tougher now to challenge him in left field, I think, than in the past, where he still can certainly get a lot of hits that way. But, the threat of being able to beat guys over their head that way should open up more for him. So I think you're right. He's just on a lot of pitches. He's using the entire field and running really high quality at bats.
What does an answer back inning do in a game like this in that 4th and 6th, you're able to get one back?
Yeah, it always is nice to, to go down, to tie it back up, and then, answer again, to go back ahead. So I think that's, you're always looking within games, and when you have moments to, either answer what an opponent does, or give yourself a shot to, extend in the middle innings. That, those are certainly very important. So yeah, big tonight. A lot of ways when we had opportunities out there and we were able to create some traffic to come through with some base hits.
A couple more outs on the bases, but is it just, once again, just a product of being aggressive there?
Yeah, I think the one where, I guess, Liam hit the ball to left and it kind of kicked away a little bit from Victor Scott. I love what I've loved Blake here, a year plus, is just how aggressive he has been at third. And certainly, he knows Mason Wynn has a terrific arm. And I think, his aggressiveness has paid off so much, for us, and will continue to do so. And, even someone as elite as Mason is, and the arm strength he has to have to make a perfect throw there, you force him to do that when they're kind of in scramble mode. And then, Walker, I think that's just probably as good a throw as you'll see from someone, heading towards, away from third base a little bit, to be able to glove side come around and, make that type of accurate, strong throw on a good runner like X. So, I think it's much, guys do make good plays too. And I think that's part of it, is you force people to have to make really outstanding plays to get you out. And that is, kind of part of it, but also by playing that way, I think there'll be more times than not where we'll come up on the right side of those and, continue to force people to have to make high level plays to get us out.
Going back to Max with the sweeper, didn't use it a lot last year as a new pitch. How much more improvement have you seen with that pitch? Most used in his last start, I think.
Yeah, it's a lot of it. Again, it's just it's such a weapon for him to have something like the multiple breaking balls, one that he can just, you can throw the shorter, harder one in the zone, and then the ability to then throw something off of it that, just continues to, take off and run away from the barrel. So I guess we're seeing, Max now, I think he's just continuing to evolve and get better as a pitcher, where he can access more parts of the strike zone. He can influence more with his pitch mix and how he's using it. So again, he has a lot of weapons, and I think he's just in a better position now. If a particular pitch for a game or during an outing isn't maybe, clicking like he wants, he's got some ways to still go and protect his whole arsenal.
Did you think Agustin Bolos out when he hit it, or?
Honestly, I did. I thought it was too low, to be honest. Like, it started like that type of trajectory to left center. It came off hot, and, certainly knew extra bases, but, for it to have enough carry to get out there, it was just an impressive swing and home run.
All right, that was Clayton McCullough. After this one, again, a 5-3 win for the Fish over the St. Louis Cardinals, and Liam Hicks now sits in a 6-way tie for the Major League lead with 21 runs driven in. Max Meyer, probably his best start of the year to this point. Max, 5 1/3, 3 hits, 2 runs, 8 punch-outs, and 2 walks. Here was Max after his outing.
Then high 8 strikeouts, 4 in the sweeper, 4 in the slider. Just how were you able to utilize your arsenal today and keep them off balance?
Yeah, they both felt good. They were moving good. Rob was just calling them, so I was ripping them. My four seam felt good too. I was getting some ride on it, so kind of opened up the plate a little bit. So yeah, they felt good.
How has the expanded arsenal just really helped you this season so far?
You definitely need 5 pitches if you're going to be a starter. If you're going to go 3 times around the batting order, I feel like. So I'm happy I was able to work with the staff, getting that sweeper and the sinker in there. Yeah, it's all felt good.
How are you able to just remain focused and not let those 2 hit by pitches to start the game rattle you in any way?
I was just thinking I needed to simplify out there, keep just playing my game, treat it like backyard baseball, and just execute pitches when you're in the jam like that.
Just how would you assess your season so far?
I thought I've made some good starts every time. giving the team the chance to win every time I go out there. Obviously, I think it's it's just a couple things every game that makes me mad personally, but I can never be mad when I leave the game when the team's in a good spot. So that always keeps me going to the next day. But yeah, it's just one thing that's like, it makes an outing from really good to just being a decent start.
Would there be anything from this one that you would say makes you mad?
Yeah, I mean, obviously walking the first batter of the 6th inning, I didn't like that at all. I need to execute there. So I was beat up a little bit on that. But, I mean, relievers did a phenomenal job coming in, and we put up some runs too, so that was great.
What do you think led to the uptick in punch-outs tonight?
I think I don't know. I was throwing my sweeper really good. It had a lot of movement on it, ripping that over the plate. And also I think my four seam had some good ride on it. So maybe the hitters had to respect that a little bit more. I'm feeling good where my grips are at right now. And obviously having like 2 breaking balls, one that's going across, one that's going down. And then if they have to respect velo, when my velo's up and my ride's up, then it's just a bonus.
Sweeper was your most used pitch in the last start, and I think second most today. Just how big has that pitch been for you over the course of last year?
Yeah.
You kind of incorporated it until now.
Yeah, it's one of my biggest pitches now. It grades out the best, I'm pretty sure. I'm glad I can locate it 2 strikes and get strikes with it, go backdoor with it, throw it in 3-2 counts, throw it 0-0 counts. I'm just comfortable with the grip and the movement on it, and it's going to be a big pitch for me the whole season.
There's a lot that's been going well, but getting deeper into games, just how much is that a priority for you? I don't think you've gone through. I think this is the longest you've gone this far this season.
Yeah, I just want to – obviously I'm going to respect, Skip's call whenever he tells me I'm done. But obviously I want to go 150 pitches every game. But yeah, it's just the biggest thing for me is keeping the team in the fight the whole time I'm in there. And trying to get a win every time.
Have you noticed more comebackers to you this season?
No, I feel like I've gotten smoked 10 times every season, so I'm expecting a ball to get hit hard at me. So I'm just happy I've had my glove on it the couple times that they've came to me this year.
So how important was for you to bounce back into the first inning after getting the first 2 guys on base and then setting the tone for it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, obviously huge getting out of that jam early. You can see 3 spots so easy in the first or whenever you got 2 guys on and no outs. So it's nice to kind of be more calm being a little bit older, even though I'm still pretty young, I think. But yeah, just being able to slow the game down and execute pitches and not try to do too much, even though you got runners on base. Obviously you have to make some big pitches to get out of it, which I felt like this whole year I've kind of gotten into a little jam in the first couple innings, but then I feel like I get out of it and then go on to have a pretty decent start every time.
All right, that was Max Meyer after his start. Steven is already popping into the field of view, I guess, for the camera. We do have one more break. When we come back, we'll get Steven's thoughts. We will say see you here after a 5-3 win for the Marlins. Come back with us. 10th Inning Show concludes next on the Marlins Radio Network.
Upgrade your family vacation with an unforgettable escape to the Palm Beaches. From outdoor adventures and laid-back beaches to thrilling family attractions and animal encounters, the Palm Beaches have something for everyone. Discover premier resorts with creative kids clubs that will keep the little ones entertained while you enjoy world-class golf and spas. We are the original, the one, the only, the Palm Beaches. Plan your trip at thepalmbeaches.com.
Baseball is back, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. Los Angeles is trading at 32% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out $305 if they regain the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as the odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code GLOVE to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Out here, if you're doing nothing, you're doing everything right. Though on a cruise with Norwegian, even if you're doing nothing, you're still basking in the warm sun, enjoying the peaceful ocean waves. You're breathing. Don't forget about breathing. Definitely need to be breathing. So you get to do nothing or everything, but you still need to be breathing. It's like really important.
Experience the difference with cruises to Alaska, the Caribbean, and Europe. Norwegian Cruise Line. It's different out here. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry to the Bahamas and USA.
South Florida's top choice for quality signs and graphics is Metro Group Miami. With Metro Signs and Metro Wraps, no job is too big or too small for the experts at Metro Group Miami. A proud corporate partner and official signage and graphics provider of the Miami Marlins, they bring brands to life. Call them today at 954-983-6662. Visit metrogroupmiami.com to discover what they can do for you. Metro Group Miami. Signs, graphics, car wraps. They're your everything team. All right, 10th inning show is coming to a close. A very aggressive slide in there from Steven Strom here. 5-3 win for the Marlins over the St. Louis Cardinals in the series opener. Steven, your takes.
Yeah, answer back inning was big today, Jack. The fourth and that sixth inning. I think in these types of games where, look, let's be. I mean, it's a pitching affair. Runs were at a premium early in the game. You know, you like a 2-run lead felt like a 6-run lead, I think, in this particular game. And I think the answer back inning in the 4th and 6th were key. Max Meyer in that first inning to get out of that jam, like that could have gotten messy for him. The first two batters get on. It's first and second. You're able to wiggle out of that. And then I think, look, I'm going to continue to say this. When you look at the box score at the end of the night, if the Marlins win the walk battle, more times than not, we are going to win games. And again today, read it for us. The Marlins walked how many St. Louis Cardinals tonight?
They walked 2.
And how many did we draw?
And we drew 6.
Okay, there you go. So I think that's something to monitor for, honestly, the rest of the year. When the Marlins don't walk individuals, they win games. They get in trouble when they start walking guys. And the bullpen. Big bounce back tonight. Great to see Foch. Great to see Bender. And Pete Fairbanks, I know I was going to interview him at the end of the game, and he gave up the run. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to mess with Pete. But he held on, back-to-back saves, and onward.
Yeah, we talked about that back third of the ball game. I thought Nardi going 4 up and 4 down was big, and then right to Bender. That was the perfect version of the Marlins bullpen that we see. But the Fish get a win. They will look to win a series tomorrow night at 6:40. Sheriff in town, baby.
Yep.
Chris Paddock will have the cowboy boots. And I think it's a 10-gallon hat. It's a cowboy hat, but I want to know the difference between a 10-gallon hat and
we'll
a
let you
cowboy
know
hat.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll be ready for Clubhouse.
Paddock and Dustin May will be set to go tomorrow at 6:40. Steven gets us going with Marlins on deck at 6 o'clock. Humongous thank you to Brittany Rodriguez
Great
in studio
job, Britt.
all night long. For Steven, for Rod Allen, I'm Jack McMullen saying so long from Lone Depot Park. Again, Fish get a win 5-3 over the Cardinals. This has been a presentation of Miami Marlins baseball on the Marlins Radio Network.